Okay, let's get into making this nice, bright, vibrant look. So let's take down the contrast because we want a nice flat looking image. Let's take down the highlights, so it'll give us plenty of detail. And the highlights there, if we bring them down, shadows come up because we want that nice, bright, vibrant look to the image. So 46, we'll go with that. And then the whites can come down because we also want the flat look in the whites. And then blacks can come up just to help us keep that flat look. So let's go with 42 there. And then if we come over to curves, we want to flatten out this image. So we want a nice S curve with a bump in the middle. So let's bring this up, the black point. Let's drop the shadows there to keep a bit of contrast in the image. Midtones up for a pop in the midtones. And then we want to keep those highlights nice and flat for the flat look to our image. And maybe drop the whites a bit. And then I think we're good for now. We might have to come back and tweak that. But I think we are good. Okay, moving on. Okay, on to color now. So let's bring up the warmth a lot. We want a nice warm image, so temperature can really help us with that. Let's leave it about there. Tint, we are good. Let's bring up the vibrance because we want a nice pop to our image and our colors. Go with 21. Bring down the saturation to 14. And then let's go to split toning. So we'll go effects, split toning. We want a nice blue in the highlights because we're going to add lots of warmth into the shadows. And saturation 7 and hue 197, and that should be good. Let's go with shadows. Let's add in lots of warmth into the shadows. Again, we've removed the shadows and the brightness. Now let's add warmth into there, and that's just going to make our image so much warmer. Let's keep going. Okay, next thing we want is individual colors. So let's select each color we want. Reds, we want a little more orange, and we're going to really make them pop in this image. So let's bring up the saturation a lot. Let's bring down the luminance because we want real deep colors in this one. So oranges, kind of the same. Let's bring up the saturation, really make those skin tones pop. And then drop the luminance. Luminance is the brightness and deepness of colors. Let's make them nice and deep, and they'll really stand out with how deep they are. It can make you look quite tanned. Yellows, let's move them to more of an orange. (22), saturation up, and then luminance. So luminance is the brightness, and that's going to really pop and create contrast between our deep oranges and reds and our bright yellows now, giving a really vibrant look, but you still look really tanned. Greens or blues. Okay, so over here we'll just go a little more teal for these light blues. Saturation can come down. And then luminance, we'll go for the deep colors, these light blues, and then let's get over to our deep blues. So we'll shift them a little this way. And then saturation, we'll bring them down. Luminance, 20, nice and bright. Okay, now on to greens. We want our greens to be kind of true green. We've added so much warmth to the image, so let's keep them kind of green by moving them towards more of a blue. Saturation, let's make them pop. Let's make most of the colors pop in this, and then we'll keep them nice and deep. And that will really contrast well with the yellows, because the yellows are very close to green. Okay. Right, sweet. Okay, onto purple and magenta now. Let's just drop the saturation of these. There's never really much purple or magenta in images, So I'll just drop them heaps in case they tune up in the image. I don't want them too saturated. Okay, let's go into effects now. Let's come down, let's add in a little bit of grain. Now the style can look quite nice with lots of grain, but for now we'll just leave it out. We'll bring it down to about 20, but keep in mind, like, this can look quite cool with lots of grain. These are quite bright, flat looks. Okay, so let's keep going. Let's come across to optics. Let's just enable profile corrections, get a bit more brightness, get rid of that vignetting, and then as for sharpness, we'll just keep it kind of down. That keeps a real natural look to our image, and then keep everything the same, and we are done, guys. Hope you like that one. Check it out down in the description if you want the D and G, and I'll see you guys in the next one.